Hello everyone, myself Deepak, and in today's topic we'll see about condition formatting, or you can say if statement. Now there might be scenarios when you need to perform certain tasks based on certain conditions. Like one task will be performed if the condition is this. Now if the condition is not that, then you need to perform certain other task. Okay, like that. Now take an example for this. Like in our scenario, I have this combo box. If nothing is selected, I click on this. It shows me a message, please select an option. Fine. Now if I click on this drop down and I select Monday, it shows me a message, it's Monday. And if I select like Wednesday, it shows me an option that it's Wednesday. So based on the option selected from this, different message is appearing. So this is basically can done with the help of conditional formatting. Now let's see. Now before that, let me right select this box, right click and click on properties. I've given the name of this combo box as weekdays. Okay. Let double click on the button to view the coding. Now, conditional statement or if statement, it starts with an if. Like if this, then do this, else if this, then do this kind of thing. So now here, I am saying that if that combo box weekdays dot. Now the dot list index. Basically, list index is what is in method of this combo box. Okay. Now when you have added a list to a combo box, the first item, which is currently Monday, it index will be 0. Fine. Now the second option was what? Tuesday. So it index will be 1 and so on. So the index starts from 0, 1 and so on. So I'm saying that if weekdays dot list index equal to 0 means if you have selected the first option from the combo box, then do what? Then do these statements. Now currently we have written one statement that message box display a message box weekdays dot text. Now dot text is a method of combo box, so that the text, whatever the text you have there, like Monday was written there, so Monday is the text, so display that text there. Now here you can have n number of statement, one statement, one till n. Fine. Sorry, till statement n based on your requirement. Fine. There is no limitation that only one line statement will be there or two. There can be statements based on your requirement. Now, if the first option is not selected in that box, in that combo box, then what? That will start with else if now. Else if weekdays dot list index is equal to 1 means if the second option is selected whose index is 1, then display this message. Similarly, else if the third option is selected, then display this message and so on. And in last we have said that else show this message. Fine. Now, so in other words, you can say if there are only two conditions, like if this, then do this, else do this, then we can say like this also. It will be work. Like if it is 0, then do this thing, else display this message. Now if you do this, let's see what will happen. Let me run. If I select nothing, it shows this. Fine. If I select Monday, whose index is 1, it shows that it's Monday. Now, if I select Tuesday, it shows please select an option. Fine. Because here we have just two statement that if this, then do this thing, else do this thing. For all other options, we are doing this thing. Now, similarly, let's remove this thing. Fine. Now for the first option, I've said if index is zero, means if the first option is select, then do this thing. If second option is select, then do this thing. Else, for rest, we are doing this. Now let's take a run. If you select Monday, you get the first option condition fine. You get Monday. If you select Tuesday, the second condition is true. You get this message. Now if you select Wednesday, it shows please select an option. Or even if you select Thursday, it shows please select an option. Fine. Got it? I hope now this is clear. Like if this condition is true, then this statement will be execute. Else what will done? System will check for this. Else if this condition is true, then this statement will execute. Similarly, system will now check if this condition is now. If this condition is also not true, then what? System will check this condition. If this is true, it will execute this. Fine. Now, what happened if the first condition is not true? Of course, if the first condition is not true, like this is not true, then it will check for the second condition. If second condition is also not true, it will check for the third. If this is also not true, it will check for the fourth. Fine. But when if it checks for the first condition and if the first condition is true, it will execute this and then stop. Now it will not check for rest. It will not check for these things. Okay, you can say it will check just this and that's all. Fine. If the first condition this is not true, then only it will check for the this. And if this is also not true, then it will check for the this and so on. And if take an example, if none of these are true, then what? Else part, it will enter into else part, it will execute this condition and that's all. Fine. So I hope this clears. Like the system starts checking from the first. If first condition true, it execute those statements and that's all. That's all. It over. It will not consider anything else. This will not consider this. If the first condition is not true, then it will check for the second condition. If this is true, then it will ignore all these. Fine. Else, if the second condition is also not true, it will check for the third, and similarly for it further. Fine, clear. So that's all for today. In my next video, we'll see for next statement, or you can say for next loop, how it works. Fine. So I hope everything is clear to you till now. If you like my video, please like and subscribe my channel. Take care. Goodbye.